Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead with another episode of Frugal Living, Patching Jeans. Now, the job where Howie works now supplies the shirts but not the uniforms. He said to me the other day, I need some new jeans because he's starting to go through his knees at work. And I asked him, do you mind wearing patched jeans? He said, hell no, I'm just kneeling on the concrete floor at work. So that's what we're doing. Now I have 3 pairs of jeans here and I want to make them last until I buy Howie new jeans at Christmas. So what I did was, I took an old pair of his cut-off shorts. You can tell by the shape of some of these that they were pockets before. But I managed to get these 2 patches and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enough for all 4 pairs of jeans to patch the knees. This is what's left of the cut-off shorts that I got the patches from. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is show you how I put the patches on. It's not, now the reason I'm doing this is not because nobody knows how to do this, but it is because many people, younger people today, well, they prefer ripped jeans for starters, but I'm gonna put my old cutting board in here just so that it can catch my needles. But many people, you know, don't even know how to thread a needle anymore. I did a quilting course, a volunteer quilting course for some students at a local high school, and it turned out to be teaching them how to basically thread a needle and sew and cut fabric. Right, so here we go. And I'm just gonna, now I do this sitting at the TV and it's a lot more difficult, but I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. I have a nice thick cutting board. And here is the patch. I want to trim the corners off. Whoops, almost cut the jeans. I want to trim the corners off. It just makes it, the corners get really bulky when you're trying to sew and do this. Now you can do iron-on patches if you want, but I still recommend you sew the edges. Okay, so here we go. And now I just start turning it under and putting a pin in. This is why we don't have corners, because corners leave a lot of bulk. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pin all of my patches on, and then later on tonight I'll show you how I sew them, but later on tonight I'll just sit in front of the TV with Howie after supper for a couple hours and watch our shows, and I'll sew these. But it's easier to pin them on a flat surface first. Now I used to clean house for a pair of bachelor brothers when I was 18. And I mean, when I say cleaned house, I used to do their laundry, clean out their fridge, patch their jeans, because they worked in construction. And one of the brothers hated it when I patched jeans this way. I guess he had really knobby knees. He said every time he tried to get up into the dump truck, his knee would catch on the hole underneath the patch. So he said, could you put the patches on the inside, like this on the inside of the jean, and just, you know, if you, I said, but they look awful. And he goes, yeah, but they're comfortable. But Howie doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't care, it's just that he doesn't get up into a dump truck and he does not have knobby knees, thank goodness. Now you want to do a patch much bigger than the actual hole if you can do it. For the simple reason is the fabric around the hole is also wearing thin. Now it's all pinned on and ready to be sewn. This is the greatest pin cushion. This was a gift. And it's like a cup and saucer on a plate, but it's all stuck together. And you have room for extra things. I just love this pin cushion. Here is the present ones I'm working on. Nice clean patch. Now, I'm going to do this with the cutting board because I'm not sitting in my chair. When I'm sitting in my chair, I do it freehand. With arthritis, my hands don't grip like they used to, so I have to wear this is a finger caught, and this is like a rubber thimble. And then I can grip the needles better. Now, I'm going to take this pin out and show you what I'm doing here. And then I can grip the needles better. Now, I'm going to take this pin out and show you what I'm doing here. I go back through where I just came out of, giving it essentially a double stitch. This is like invisible stitching, but it's double invisible stitching. So, can you see this? All right. So now I'm going to go back through. See, here's where I came up from in the edge of the patch. I'm going to go back through under the jean side and come up through the patch at the next stitch. And then I'm going to put another stitch through there like that. The stitches aren't that obvious, and that's why I like it, but they're also strong. I'm going to go through and up to the next piece, and then put a stitch through, an extra stitch through both pieces of fabric, and then down through the jeans and up to the next stitch over. And then an extra stitch, and then back down below the stitch. Can you hear the rain on the skylight? Then we're going to go down and over a little bit. Let's see. Stitch it again where it came up. Because these are jeans, okay, guys? Howie's hard on them. So we really got to double stitch each one just to make sure all this work lasts. Anything worth doing is worth doing right, my father would say. It's time consuming. That's why I do it in front of the TV at night. Now be patient with yourselves, folks. Give that a double stitch. Be patient with yourself. Jeans are not easy to patch. Why? Because over time, they kind of get stretched out to the shape of the leg, and the patches don't always want to lay flat. Should always have a good gripping, some good things to help you grip that needle. It's the hardest part on arthritic hands is trying to get a needle through tough fabric, and then to be able to grab it and pull it. Nowadays, the whole thing is to wear ripped jeans. And when I was a kid, it was cool to put patches on. People put heart-shaped patches and flower-shaped patches and stuff on their jeans. And nowadays, everybody wears ripped jeans. Things go in cycles. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more people wearing ripped jeans, especially when places like Value Village sell used jeans for the same price as retail. Trust me, I don't know about your Value Village, but ours is a ripoff. But sometimes you can find a deal. So do yourself a favor. Don't go to Value Village looking for new pants. Go to Value Village looking for pants that you can use as patches. Ow! Ouch. Well, there's a little bit of love and sweat and tears in everything I do. I remember once in high school, I was taking a course in business English, which means they taught you how to write business letters, how to lay them out, how to do carbon copy, and all that stuff that's useless today. And I was in grade, I believe, 10? Yeah, grade 10. And I was wearing a pair of patch jeans that were clean because my dad was on a pension and raising 2 teenagers. And I was wearing a sweatshirt my friend Sheila gave me. It was a light blue sweatshirt that had used to belong to a friend of hers called Sandra. And it had all this beautiful, well, not beautiful, but it was beautiful to me, embroidery on it that said, you know, little guys holding up signs saying, yes, no, and then one big thing that said, Sam's here. And it was clean, and I was wearing patched, clean jeans and this sweatshirt, and the cuffs were a little bit on the frayed side, but they were fine. All the other students in the class had come to school. Now remember, we didn't just go to that class for the day, okay? We went to different, 6 different classes in a day. But all these girls would come to school in pencil skirts and blouses and jackets and heels. Our teacher, Mrs. Lucas, said one day, getting ready to go out into the business world and stuff, appearance means so much, blah, 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 blah. And she looked directly at me. And I said, I beg your pardon? I said, no disrespect, Mrs. Lucas, but I come here to learn, not to put on a fashion show to make you feel you're doing your job better. You do your job and teach. I will do my job and learn. My clothes are clean and patched. That's all they have to be. She had the grace to look a little shamefaced about that. But, that's a teacher. An elderly, gray-haired teacher shaming somebody for the clothes they were wearing at school. And it wasn't direct, but I knew where it was directed. My, how times have changed. And here we are coming to the home stretch. Double stitch. Where we got a couple more stitches here and then we're done. Yeah, that thread was just enough. And the last stitch, and I'm just going to go through here a couple of times and then weave it just through the patch, like this. And tail it. And there it is. A pair of patch jeans for Howie to work in. I'm going to pin the rest of the patches on these jeans for watching TV tonight. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. That's how you squeeze that quarter and make it a nickel. Take care. God bless.